guys, how's it going? Today's video is going to be my May TBR. Side note before we get started, I know that I was supposed to be filming my last Owls vlog today, but I realized that the Readathon only has a couple more days left, and it didn't make sense to film a reading vlog and then a couple days later film like an outcome video and then end up filming this video late, so my order's all messed up, but I'm really sorry. Today is going to be my TBR. Speaking of readathons, I wasn't going to participate in any readathons this month because, like I mentioned, the Owls was last month and I read a ton and I was going to just take a chill reading month and read whatever the heck I wanted. And then my friend Audrey, her channel is Choose Yourself 101. I'm going to link it down below. She is a fantastic human. Check her out. But she posted her TBR and she mentioned the Bookemon readathon and the MentalHealthathon. Now, I've heard of both of these readathons before, but because of the timing, I just never really looked into them. And I realized that they're more chill than I expected, so I'm going to be participating in those. I'm not going to be going as hard as I do with the Owls. I'm not going to do reading vlogs or anything. I might do a mid-month update, but we'll see, but that's a problem for later. Long story short, I'm going to be participating in a couple of those readathons, so I'm going to let you know the books, the challenges, brief information, and then I'm going to go through my handy dandy box of prompts and pick out 2 reading prompts. So let's just get this over with. I'm going to start with the MentalHealthathon. So this runs from May 1st to 31st, and it's hosted by a beautiful chaos of books and 2 other co-hosts that I didn't write down, but I want to link them down below. Like the name suggests, this is all about mental health. There's a bingo board. I'll try to put a picture up here, and you don't have to read all of it. You don't have to read a straight line. It's really chill, whatever you really feel like doing. So I decided to pick 2 books that each fit 2 prompts. Obviously, if I finish my TBR and can read more, I will seek out more books, but for now, this is what my plans are. So for the prompts of both a host pick and a YA, I'm going to be reading Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I have already read this book. I'm going to leave a video also linked up above of my OCD yay or nay recommendations, just in case anyone else is looking for other OCD recommendations or books you heard of that you don't know whether or not they're good or bad representation as somebody with OCD. This is a story about a girl with OCD. John Green himself also has OCD, so its own voices, which I love. The plot of this book really doesn't matter. It's about a millionaire that goes missing, and then the main character was kind of childhood friends with his son and they want to figure out the mystery. But honestly, the plot really takes like a back seat. This book is primarily about the main character and her OCD and everything that entails. Now, like I said, I did already read this book, but I very recently got a bunch of those tabs that are also half clear, and I've been meaning to tab up some of my books. I started with a couple books, but I only had the tabs that were like basically the normal post-it notes, and I didn't like that they were covering up so much text, but I recently got some that are the mostly clear ones. So I think that I'm going to reread this and kind of tab it up as I go. I just thought that would be fun and it would fit perfectly for this. So this is book number 1. And the second book I'm going to be picking for the MentalHealthathon is for the prompts book with green on the cover and a nonfiction book. This one, I'm bending the rules a little bit, but I am going with Wherever You Go, There You Are by Jon Kabat-Zinn. This is all about mindfulness and basically how to practice mindfulness and different things that kind of tie in with meditation. And I know that that isn't directly about mental health, but it's a mental health related practice. Like, it's something that doing it usually is for your mental health. So I decided it's a chill readathon. I can bend the rules if I want to, and I want to read this book. I bought it a while ago, and I have never read it before, but I have heard it been highly recommended by a couple other people that I know. I figured that with everything going on right now, it might be a good idea to read this and just kind of give myself more tips and tools in my repertoire of taking care of myself. So I'm going with this book. Now for the Bookemon Readathon, which also runs from May 1st to 31st. This one is hosted by Meg's Infinite Booklist and a variety of other hosts. I'm going to leave all of them linked down below as well. This is my first time participating in it, but from what I understand, basically you pick a Pokemon, there's a bunch of prompts that go based off of your Pokemon's types, and you can choose Team Mystic, Valor, or Instinct, and there's extra prompts and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Because I didn't participate in round 2, I think it was, where you caught Pokemon, I didn't have any Pokemon to start with, so the rules are you can pick any non-legendary from Gen 1. I decided to go with Nidoking because he's super cool. To be completely honest, half the reason why I picked him is because I really wanted specifically a ground type Pokemon, and Nidoking is ground and poison. So for poison, you get 500 points for every book you read outside of your comfort zone. I think this is going to tie in really well to this one because I don't read a lot of self-help books. I don't really enjoy the few self-help books that I have read, but this one I have high hopes for, but it's still outside my comfort zone, so that's good. But my main reason for picking this type because I wanted the prompt for ground type Pokemon, which gets you 500 points for every book you read off of your physical owned TBR. And that is one of my big goals for the year, so I thought that that would just be extra motivation to make sure that I am trying to stick to my physical owned TBR as much as I possibly can. As far as teams go, I joined Team Mystic because I was on Team Mystic with my Pokemon Go and I love Team Mystic. For 1000 points, Articuno. This legendary may be based off the Cymurg, derived from Persia. Read a book by a Middle Eastern author or about Middle Eastern culture or mythology. So I specifically wanted to pick a book for this prompt because it's the highest amount of points. At first, the only Middle Eastern book that I could think of that I owned was a book that I already read and I really didn't like, so I wasn't going to reread that one. So I took a quick look at my shelves. There's a good chance I'm going to live to regret this, but I'm going to be reading The Arabian Nights, Tales from 1001 Nights. This book is gigantic. It is 1049 pages. This honestly is a terrible idea for a readathon, but it's worth 1000 points, so I'm going to try and I will do my best. And now, because I have no chill whatsoever, I'm going to be picking 2 books from my polka dotted box of prompts. If you don't know, I wrote out a ton of reading prompts a couple months ago. I don't remember when. January? February? Who knows? Hey, comment. And I have them all in here. I'm going to shake them up, pick 2 out, and find 2 more books to read. So, 1, 2. Alright, what do we have? Oh, okay, this could be good or bad, I don't know yet. Random number generator. For this one, what I'm doing is putting the number of unread books that I have into a random number generator, and whatever number that is, counting and doing the book that it lands on. So that one is interesting. Next. Oh, thank you. A fantasy book. A nice, easy prompt. Okay, I can definitely do this. I could probably do this. We'll see if my luck will hold out. So first, currently 122 unread books. Alright, so you can see it here. Generate. Number 78. Alright, so I'm gonna go get those books. I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, I'm back. For the first one, I did bend my own rules a little bit. So book number 78 was actually the 4th in a series, and I've only read the first book so far. So I decided, to be kind to myself, I'm going to go with the second book. And that is the second book in Le Chevalier de Mirage series by Anne Robillard. This one is Le Dragon de l'Empereur Noir. If you couldn't tell, this is a French fantasy series. I read the first one. I wasn't a super big fan of it because it got very repetitive, but it felt like it was a lot of build-up that just hadn't paid off yet. Like they were going to each different country and warning them about the monster that may be coming, and it just felt really repetitive. But I have hopes that it will get better. I have heard that the series does improve after the first book, and I'm hoping that the problems I had with the first book I'm not going to have with this one. I do read these books a little bit slower than I read most books because even though I do speak French, I'm English first, and I didn't read a lot of French fantasy, so most of my French is school taught, what I've picked up in conversation, just being around French people all the time. But I don't know a lot of French fantasy words necessarily, so when I was reading the first book, there's a couple times where I'd have to pause and just look up a word because I couldn't figure it out from the context. So this might be a terrible pick for a readathon, but like I said, I can only do my best. And then I decided, with everything else on my plate, I am going to be gentle and forgiving with myself, and for my fantasy book, I picked out The Last Battle. This is the last book in the Chronicles of Narnia series. I meant to finish this series in March, I think, and I didn't have time to finish the last book. So I'm going to be finishing it now. It is a nice, short, quick, easy read, and I'm very excited. I'm also just very excited to be finishing the series because I've been enjoying it and I'm excited to finish it. So yeah, I thought that this book would be excellent. Here are the books that I'm planning on reading this month, plus whatever other books I can fit into the prompts once I'm done these ones. It doesn't look like that intimidating of a stack. It's mostly this one and this one that are going to be tough. And this one, because I don't know how dry it's going to be. And actually this one might be kind of slow because I'm going to be annotating it as I go. We'll see. Who knows if this is a good idea or not? We'll find out at the end of the month. On that note, if you enjoyed this video, please click the like button to let me know. And subscribe so you can see if I succeed in reading these books or if I crash and burn and fail miserably. I post new videos every Wednesday and Sunday, usually reading or writing related. So I hope to see you guys next time, and until then, have a great day. Bye!